The two sides in the customs and immigration dispute have agreed to adhere to a gag order while they thrash out their differences, primarily over which terms of work, pay, and shift they should be working under. 4 days after they abandoned their posts at the airport, the union has secured a number of meetings with the government as they try and resolve two major outstanding issues. Clint Watson was there today at the Ministry of Labor, when both sides emerged from their first meeting.
That had absolutely nothing to do with overtime. This meeting was all about settling a legal shift system.
Sergeant-at-Arms for the Bahamas Customs, Immigration and Allied Workers Union, Cordero Edgecombe, says both sides have committed to a number of meetings to address what has become a long-standing issue. The Prime Minister has said that since 1996, officers were hired under the premise they will work shifts, an issue that the union appears not to be contesting.
We have no opposition to persons being hired to be shift workers. Persons from 1996 would have been hired as contract workers for the shift system. Our issue is that there is no legal shift system set up in customs with the proper structure, with all the other legal parameters around it. So we're waiting on the government to put one in place so that we can follow their contracts and become shift workers. Until then, 9 to 5.
Now, interestingly, when we asked the Customs and Immigration Union how they were being paid for hours worked outside of 9 to 5 in the past when they worked those hours, they opted not to speak to us or to comment on that particular issue. Now, we understand that both sides have agreed to a gag order while they're talking. ZNS News has learned that previously officers were paid overtime when called on to work anything over 40 hours Monday to Sunday. That system equated to millions of dollars in overtime. Prime Minister Ingram noted that these officers should be put on shifts 8 to 4, 4 to 12, and in some cases 12 a.m. to 8 a.m., as is done around the world, but would receive overtime if they were required to work more than the 40 hours a week. However, the union is insisting that their hours be 9 to 5, and anything else outside of these hours considered overtime. Labor Minister Dion Folks, although cautious not to say much at this point, seems positive about these latest rounds of talks.
I don't want to add any further views to what's going on now. I thought that we had good talks this morning, and I'm very hopeful that we can bring this matter to a resolution very shortly.
Now, no word given to us yet on when that next meeting will be held. However, the government is saying this is a priority issue for them, and they want to bring resolution as soon as possible. Clint Watson, ZNS News.